So what is your dream? What is something that you have always wanted to do or be since you were a kid, before the world and society got a hold of you and told you, nah, that's not realistic? What are your limiting beliefs? We're going to talk about that today as we make a dream board. Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Cher, and today we are going to be talking about dream boards, how to make one. Really, we're going to be looking at my example, but we're going to talk a little bit about following your dreams and setting goals. A little topic that is one of my favorites called manifesting. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too. I am kind of new to manifesting, but it has really been eye-opening and changed my life. So I want to share some of the tips and jewels that I have learned as we go through a dream board. Before we go through all of that, let me just put in a few plugs for myself. So I'm Cher, and I have a blog. It is called Cher Shares. So I have several different social media platforms and channels. You can check them all out. I'm going to link them all below. I would really appreciate if you would give me a like and subscribe if you have not done so already, just because I'm still pretty new at the YouTube gig, still learning my way and trying to start building a channel here. And your likes and shares and comments and subscribes help me so much. And especially on today's topic, this is something that I just really want to share with the world and want to help other people. And so the more that we can kind of beat that little YouTube algorithm, the better it gets out there. So more people will learn how to make their dreams come true as well. I want this for everybody. So let's get started. So let's get to the very heart of this episode, which is on following our dreams. So what are your dreams? There's some that might be short-term goals that we have, some that might be far off and seem extremely far-fetched. I'm here to tell you today, if it is a dream, if it is a desire, you can have it. Okay, so there might be a few things that are impossible, but I am a huge believer that with God, all things are possible. Okay, I'm quoting from the Bible here. This universe is a vast place with so many resources, so many tools. We as humans are the ones that limit ourselves on our beliefs. We're the ones who listen to society and our conditioning from what everybody else has told us on what should be realistic. But all of creation, you guys, started with an idea. All of the inventions we see out there, the medicines, look how far we have come in innovation. It all started with an idea, and it started with an inspiration somebody had in their mind, in their imagination, and it brought forth all of this goodness for mankind. I just want to encourage you that sometimes when there is a deep desire in us, there is a reason for it. So I want to encourage you today, do not let anybody else tell you what you are supposed to want, what you are supposed to settle for. Don't settle. Now, obviously there are things in our day-to-day life we still have to do. I mean, we all got to pay the bills, right? So, if there's a job that you hate, I'm not saying quit your job today and, run off and be completely irresponsible, but I'm saying plant those seeds. So we're going to talk a little bit about manifesting. And we are all creators. We are all co-creators that are producing things every single day. So whether you believe in a specific God or you believe in nothing, your actions and your thoughts are still producing results each and every day. So why not channel those thoughts and actions into something you actually want, into something you actually believe in? So that's what we're going to kind of walk through just a little bit. And then we're going to get to making a dream board and why the dream board comes into that, why it's important. So there are some different theories or labels we can put on the idea of manifesting. A lot of people talk about the law of attraction as one of them. And the law of attraction, how do I describe that the best? It's kind of like a feeling of what you put out there and are vibing in, what kind of energy and vibes you are sending, you're attracting. You're attracting, basically if you are believing in limiting beliefs, you're going to attract limiting results, basically. If you have insecurities and fears in you, and you dwell on those a lot, and those are constantly running around in your mind, then the principle is those insecurities and fears you are dwelling on is what is going to be attracted to you. And so this is where like affirmations really come in, because you start overriding those fears and dwelling more on positive things that you want to attract rather than the negative things you don't want to attract. So it's like where your brain is settling, that's what you're going to see in your reality. So there's another level on top of that I've kind of recently found, even within the last few months. I had known about law of attraction for a while, but recently I kind of discovered what they call law of assumption. And a lot of this is based on Neville Goddard and his teachings. It's fascinating to me, very fascinating how the human mind works. One way that I heard it described that kind of clicked for me, it's when you're thinking about like creation, okay, think of like a garden, and think of it as your brain. You basically have like two levels. You've got your conscious level and you've got a subconscious level. Your conscious level, you're creating and imagining things. You're dictating, you're in charge, okay? You can have a fantasy or an imagination that's like, you know what? I would love to be a bride and get married in front of a castle in Scotland. Okay, if I was getting married again, that's what I would, that would be my dream, okay? I already married though, so I guess I'm not going to manifest for like another marriage, but just as an example, okay? So you have this fantasy and this dream and this like something you would love. Maybe you imagine that as a 6-year-old little girl, of how your wedding would be, and you kind of planted that seed. So that's a seed that came from your conscious. Think of your subconscious as like your garden. When you can start putting that seed onto your subconscious, you're planting seeds to stick. Then your subconscious, if you don't come in and dig up everything out of your garden and mess it all up with your fears, your insecurities, your limiting beliefs, planting other icky seeds that start creating weeds in your garden, and you let those seeds stay in there real pretty like, and you water them real pretty, you let the sunlight in, you're going to start seeing plants bloom. And those plants, that's our reality. So that's kind of how I like to think of manifesting, a law of assumption. Our thoughts create. You don't know how much your thoughts really, really, truly create in this world. And whether you want to believe in a God who's controlling everything, or several gods in the universe, however you look at your world, those same principles are still applying. We have a lot of power in our minds. So again, this is where affirmations, and this is why I'm such a huge believer in affirmations, and I have seen this personally work for me, is not dwelling on the bad seeds, not dwelling on those seeds that we don't want, dwelling on the seeds we do want. And so that's kind of what those affirmations are doing, is giving more power to, you know, overriding those things in our mind. And then you start to see it produced into your world. So this is where the dream board comes in. So this dream board, putting it to paper, giving it a visual, giving it something we can see with our senses. I can touch this, I can look at it. I am impressing that more and more into my subconscious, is what I am doing. I'm giving it a visual. So this is another thing that is kind of important in the law of assumption, is being able to, what they call, live in the end. Having this little daydream. They talk about doing it more at night when you're going into your, I can't remember what they call that state, but your state right before sleep, where you've shut off all the other senses and the only sense that's working is your dreamland state. And this is where you really just focus on those fantasies and those dreams you have, and really feeling it, giving it feeling. And it's kind of giving like a certain vibration in your energy, releasing that to the universe, telling them, I want more of this, okay? And so then that is what is attracted back to you. So that is my beliefs as to what a dream board is doing, is giving you a vision that you can hold to and that you can plant into your subconscious mind, so that you give it that feeling. You feel the realness of it. You feel like it is already done. So we're going to walk you through my dream board. Our next step is we're going to walk through how to make a dream board. Okay, so really, probably, I mean, there's a first step, which is setting your goals and brainstorming about your dreams. But first, we'll talk about kind of constructing it and materials you need. I have mine just on, the construction paper. And you could put it on a big giant poster board. It's just all up to you, however you want to make it. But the biggest key is personalizing it for your own uniqueness and what is in your heart and in your imagination and dreams. So I just took, some construction. This is stock paper, actually. And then I just had some fun, scrap paper stuff to decorate, because I'm a very girly girl, and I like flowers and pretty stuff and pinks. But however you want to decorate it, and find you pictures that represent and really speak to you on what you want to do. Right, and then you just need scissors and glue it all on and arrange it however you want. So, and then of course I've also got my little inspirational pieces here. Dare to dream. I am worthy of my dreams. This feeds into our affirmations a little bit. These are just some of my very favorite motivating quotes, so that it continues to encourage me. And then we have this one: follow your dreams, they know the way. So anything that really speaks to you, motivates you, you can add on to that however you want to personalize it. But this is just my little personalization, and I absolutely love it. Sit down and decide, what do you want? What are your dreams? So one day I wrote down and I just started brainstorming, and I had some short-term dreams and I had some long-term dreams. And so I divided it up by short-term and long-term. I also kind of I have different categories of dreams or of goals in mind, things that I know are important to me and I would like to accomplish in my life. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of encouragement, you guys. I'm 42 years old and I'm just now kind of discovering all this and just getting started. So it's never too late. Never too late. And maybe it's because I've kind of hit that midlife crisis. A lot of you might not be there yet. You're still in your 20s and 30s. And, you're just getting started anyway in the world. But, something kind of happens when you hit 40 and you look back and you're like, it's not that you don't love your life. It's just you just think about like, gosh, I'm halfway to dead. And there's so many things I haven't done, you know, and it just, I'm telling you, you'll get there. You'll know what I mean. So, the last few years, you know, I really had been kind of trying to find myself and figure out what is it that there's all these things I still want to do. I finally wrote them down and started organizing my thoughts. And the more I started dreaming, the more excited I got. And I just started feeling really energized by it. So, for me, like I broke it down by, most of mine are by, I don't want to say career, but just, things I'd like to do as a vocation and as a way of making money. Something that kind of, it just sort of identifies me. And so there were several things. One, I'll show you on my board, is I have always wanted to write. Since I was a little girl, I was writing little stories, and I kind of got away from it because I did other things. I did music for a while. I thought I was going to be a musician. Never really found like my place where I really wanted to be. I was always just like, this is definitely a job just to pay the bills. And then finally I was just like, I just want to have babies and quit. So I had babies and quit. And then I became a housewife for like the longest time, which was good. And I had that, little Stepford wife thing going on, and it was all good for a little while, blah, blah, blah. Finally, I got to where I was like, this fucking sucks. I want something more. No offense to my family. I love my babies. I love my family. But there was so many things I just haven't done. And so finally at 42, I'm there, and I'm finally starting to explore back to my roots as a kid. What did I always want to do? I always wanted to write. I always wanted to entertain. I always really wanted to be an actress, but I also wanted the little suburban life too. So, going to Hollywood was not really, it didn't really pan out with that. Anyway, I always wanted to do design and make things beautiful, and really got into like beauty and makeup and all the girly girl things. And I always wanted to do like photography and designing. And anyway, somehow I found blogging, and it was like, ta-da! It was like the heavens opened up and I found my calling. And it was like, I have never felt anything was more of a calling than blogging. It absolutely incorporates everything. But I just got started. I'm not done yet. I'm nowhere near done. So that was a long-winded way to tell you about what my goals are. So some more goals. I started my beauty page a year ago. I'm actually celebrating my anniversary of that page this week. How exciting is that? And when I first set out, my ultimate dream was to hit 10,000 so I could get the swipe up feature. And then consider that's when you're really a legitimate blogger, right? Like that was my thought. And here I am at like 9,000. And so my ultimate dreams for blogging is the big 10K. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm like, that is the biggest goal I had. And here I am, so close. And so that of course had to go on the dream board. So I just went and found pictures that would represent what stirs something up in me and energizes me to think about that 10K. And on days when I want to strangle all the unfollowers, all the bitches out there that pull the dick moves and they follow to unfollow, or salespeople that follow you and then they unfollow you, or all the sugar daddies that follow you and then when you don't respond to them, they unfollow you. On those days when I get really fed up and I want to tell everybody, fuck you all, I look back at this and I say, no, keep going. You're almost there. Okay. And this just, it motivates me. And if I didn't have this like visual in my head, I probably would have given up many times. I'll just tell you that. Okay, another thing that I want to do is publish a book. And I just started like writing one, but I just haven't had time. But it's still on the list. I want to write a book and I want to do freelance writing with my blogging. So there's a lot of other topics that I'm exploring as well. So that's a whole nother dream there. Still related to kind of the career calling area, money. So I've got some commissions. I make money sometimes from ads. Eventually I want to get monetized on my social media channels. And so basically for me, you know, my long-term is money, being able to really see big money, not just these tiny little pockets of commission and ads coming in right now. And along those lines also is YouTube monetization, which here I am on YouTube. And you guys are helping me, right? Help me hit that goal. Whoop, sorry. Okay. I don't know if I showed you the close-up of the writing one either. This is a typewriter and writing. So you can see like these are all kind of in the same category here of finally fulfilling my calling and finding a vocation that's just truly me and truly the heart of who I am as a person. And I have finally found that. And damn it, I am happier than I think I have ever been. So I want you to see that as your inspiration. What is something that you always dreamed of as a child? A lot of times it goes back to like what we wanted to be as kids, because that was before reality set in and limiting beliefs set in and people set in and that discouragement that told us we can never do that. Go back to like who you wanted to be as a kid. You can usually find what your dreams are and the heart of who you are from what you thought as a kid. Just gonna let you know that part. Okay, so another category that I focused on after kind of focusing on like the career vocation side is just some of the, I don't want to say extra, but you know, I have a great life. I mean, I have that suburban life I always wanted. I have a wonderful husband. I have my 2 kids that I adore and love with all my heart. So, you know, I'm like kind of later in life here, but there's a few things, how do I put this? Things I haven't really gotten to do that I want to do before I die, damn it. And one of them is travel. I mean, I've done a little travel and I love traveling so much, but of course travel is tied to money and it's also tied to getting over this damn COVID shit. Okay. But, once that's over, I really have my heart set on travel. So this represents my travel. This is some island in like Indonesia or the islands. I'm definitely a tropical girl. I love like islands and beaches and resorts. Oh my gosh, I'm a big fan of resorts, all-inclusive resorts. And, you know, just dreaming of like the vacay in Bali or something, okay? So I want to do that. I want to see the world. And of course, one of the other places, my dream is to go to Scotland. I am obsessed with Scotland and with genealogy. I want to go, this is the castle in the clan lands of my ancestors. And so I'm specifically pulled that castle because I want to go visit all of those lands. I mean, I want to go to all of Europe, to be honest with you. I'm not limited to just Scotland, but specifically this draws out the imagery in my mind that I am, you know, attached to, that evokes that energy for me that I need for manifesting. Okay, and then another thing that I really want, and I am working on the husband on, is to live at the beach. Okay, you can't really see, you just see a car here. Look past the car, and if you can see way over here, these are all a set of condos. Those condos I have already picked out our home. They're right at the beach that is about an hour away from my house, where my kids and I always go like every chance we get in the summer and spring break, and anytime we're out, we're at the beach. And this is like our beach. And I've just decided we're going to live there. The husband does not agree. Instead of arguing with him, I have decided I'm going inside and imagining it, and we're going to manifest it one way or another. So one day down the road, years from now maybe, I don't know, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you that we're living in our beach house at our beach. And that's just all there is to it. Okay, so moving along. And if my husband's watching right now, he's just going to be like, well, what if I'm manifesting that we're not living there? Who wins? I can't really answer that for you. I guess it's going to be whoever's better at manifesting. So it's on, bro. It's on. Okay. What else is left? Oh, okay. I forgot this as part of the career vocation part. This is me doing makeup because I'm kind of starting my own local business as well, doing makeup and face painting. So many little projects going on, and I haven't had time to work on all of it, but I'm trying to manifest the time management to get to all of my dreams, because that's another thing. Limiting beliefs, limiting time. I'm going to manifest time as well as believing in it, right? What have I missed? Anything? Oh, okay. This is me. And this is just me at a photo shoot. And I just realized how much I love photography and love being a model. And I don't mean to be like, oh, but I have always loved being on the stage. I have always loved entertaining. I have always loved making pictures come to life. And so another thing that I would like to do as part of the blogging and the beauty is be able to do a little modeling contracts here and there once I'm big and famous. So that's kind of a dream too. And that definitely is one that feels far-fetched at the moment. Okay, I did not just say that. We're not going to have limiting beliefs, but this might be the most far-fetched one I have, besides maybe the beach house. But I'm still putting it on there because it is a dream. And so we're gonna manifest that. Okay, and then the last thing is this one, and it is just personal. So I'm not going to be sharing that. I'm going to let that be to your imagination. You can try to guess, but I ain't telling. It's a secret. Maybe one day you'll know once I've manifested it. I'll talk about it then. My dog agrees. So just remember that you can do this with absolutely anything. You can do this with a career, money, travel, wanting children, wanting health, wanting better health for yourself and your loved ones, mental health, physical health, you name it. You can do this for a person if you want to get married, if you want to be single, if you want to live the player lifestyle, have lots of boyfriends or girlfriends. You know, the world is your oyster. Wait, did I say that right? I think I just quoted the wrong thing. Whatever. What I'm saying is, it is your world, your life. Nobody else gets to tell you what you want. So that is really the key point I want to press home. It's all up to you. You just decide what you want. And you know what? Sometimes we can change our mind. That's our prerogative too. It's okay. Sometimes I think that is the hardest part of making a dream board or of manifesting, is that really deciding what it is you want. Okay, so that about wraps it up. I hope this was helpful, though it was probably a lot to absorb in one video. Kind of wrapped up like a lot of what I have learned over 2 years into, I don't know how many minutes is this, like 20, 30 minutes. But yeah, so what I really want to hear from you guys, if you'll leave me in the comments, I want to hear some of your dreams. What is something you would love to manifest in your life? I want to hear, what are your limiting beliefs, but only vocalize them so that you can identify them to get rid of them. So anyway, that is about it. Please let me know, you guys. And I would love to hear success stories too. Please let me know those success stories. And also catch me on other social media. Like I said before, I'll link down below for you. And also, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And that takes care of today. Catch you on the next round.